Gary's crew, come on in. We're going to talk about TGIF. The show has been canceled. It will not be returning from hiatus. This was posted by Claudia Jordan and Armand Wiggins. But before we get into the story, welcome to Aries Rose TV. If you are new here, thank you for stopping by. If you are a returning Aries crew member, welcome back. Happy to have you here. We talk about hot topics, celebrity news, world news, movie reviews, lifestyle. All videos, views, and opinions are alleged. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. So TGIF started back in 2019 and it had a 4-person panel. Gary with the T, Claudia Jordan, Funky Dineva, and Al Reynolds. As the story goes, they were all attending Cynthia Bailey's wedding and they talked and it seemed like they all had good chemistry and they would make a good show together. And the show was pitched to Fox Soul and they took it on. And the show did pretty well with the 4 of them. But when I started watching, it had just the 3 of them. And I think the 3 of them were magic. The 3 that remained were Claudia Jordan, Al Reynolds, and Funky Dineva. Gary with the T reportedly could not remain on, maybe due to some conflicts because he has some other shows and work that he does with Ricky Smiley. And the show kind of took off. It was really popular during COVID when people weren't able to go out and do a lot, so all we had to do was be at home. So it was a really entertaining show, something to watch. I've definitely watched the show many times and loved the chemistry with them together. But in January of 2024, Funky Dineva announced that he was leaving the show. It was due to a contract dispute. He wanted to get paid more money, and the network said they were unable to meet those demands, so he went ahead and just focused on his own YouTube channel to just start building that up. And it seemed like everything was okay. And the show had a revolving door of third seat co-hosts to see who could fill the spot, and it ultimately ended up going to Armand Wiggins. Armand Wiggins does have his own YouTube channel, and I have watched a lot of his videos and work that he does, and I really enjoy his commentary. I like the way he speaks on different topics. I may not always agree with everything, but I do think he has an interesting point of view. Of course, you watch him for the reads. He is known for doing that type of stuff on the show, and he made it on as the 3rd co-host, and I thought that was kind of a good fit. He has very similar energy to Funky. I mean, 2 different lanes, but definitely had that vibe that 3rd seat I think really needed, and thought all was going well. And then I caught a replay of the roast that Armand did to Al Reynolds on his birthday, and that was one of the most savage roasts. He was talking about he lacks insight, he's a cloud chaser, the celebrities he says he's friends with don't really know they're friends with him, he doesn't have really strong opinions because he can't formulate anything without his notes. He also went on to say that Al Reynolds was trying to actively get the show canceled, which I think surprised a lot of people because we didn't realize there was anything going on behind the scenes, let alone that Al Reynolds would be involved in something like that. So I know him and Funky are friends, and after the roast, he did call Funky while Funky was on the live, and it was one of the first times I ever heard Al use profanity, so I'm sure he was very upset. Although on the roast, he tried to keep it cute and say it was ratchet, but he loved every minute of it. He definitely had different energy on Funky's live, but Funky stopped him before he could go too far, just to remind him that he was on live, everybody could hear him. But he sounded like he was about to express some frustration about the roast, and from there Claudia Jordan was a moderator, some different spaces on YouTube, and people saw some of the comments that she made, and it alluded to her and Al Reynolds having some issues and not really getting along, and that he is trying to get the show canceled, kind of co-signing everything Armand said. In addition, she pretty much said everything he said in the roast was true. Claudia Jordan also went on to Carlos King's show, and she talked about the situation from her perspective. She put TGIF together. She technically didn't own it, but it was her baby. She brought the concept to the network, and she felt hurt that Al betrayed her. She allegedly saw him saying some negative things about her, and allegedly was trying to get her fired from the show. And from there, their relationship was pretty strained. So that was also some of what made Funky not want to stay on the show, and that's probably some of what Armand experienced once he came on as the 3rd person. And if he was like the rest of us, he probably had no clue there was any tension behind the scenes, but he allegedly walked into that type of working environment. He says that the roast was not what caused the show to be canceled, but the timing is curious because the roast happened and then they went on a hiatus and now to the show being canceled. So some of the tea that Claudia brought up on Carlos King's show is that Armand was not her first pick for the spot. That surprised me. I would have thought otherwise, but she says she's discussed that with him. She had some concerns, but it looks like whatever it was, they were able to get over it. Also, there were some allegations that Al was trying to play both sides, saying stuff to Claudia about Armand and saying stuff to Armand about Claudia, and it kind of caused them not to like each other, but they ended up comparing notes according to Claudia, and they started to have a friendship from there. So let me know who you think was the cause of this show breaking apart. Was it Armand joining Al or Claudia? Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching Aries Rose TV. Stay tuned for more videos and watch our community page. Take care.